Let's do the intro really quick. I'll just do it really quickly now. Hi guys, welcome back.
Sorry. What are we having our chat about at the beginning?
We should put this in. We should put this in. Shame upon you. Shame.
Okay, this can stay in. Fine. No editing. Whatever editing makes my life easier. Let's face it, you're not going to do it.
To be honest, I think the intro this week should be short anyway, so we can get more of the interview in. That's why I said just do something about drumming, because it'll take 5 minutes.
Yeah, we'll do drummers.
Because nobody cares.
That's going in.
No. Please don't.
Drummers. Granger doesn't care about you.
John was good.
He doesn't understand you, that's what it is.
He's a sick little drummer as well, that John guy.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Band for Life.
Hello.
Did you just try to cut me off in the middle of my intro?
Hello.
Okay. Granger's took his special pills this morning and... Actually, have you been to bed yet?
Yes, I have been to bed. I did have a few hours.
Those who don't know, I was getting texts off Granger this morning at 6 a.m. as I was waking up. And he'd only just gone to bed. Oh, no. Well, you were going to pull an all-nighter/dayer.
Working nights is tough, you know? Working through the night from home, that is.
What work do you do at night?
I do loads. I was taking photos of Dreamcast games to put on eBay.
Really?
And also pictures of like some old shavers that I've got, a magic trick. What else did I do? I watched a couple of YouTube videos. Yeah, the time just disappears.
The night is gone.
Yeah, the night is gone.
You want to know what I did last night? I slept.
And now you're feeling fresh, and I'm not feeling fresh. Been pretty rough, actually.
Tell you what, I'm not going to feel fresh in the morning.
No.
Anyway.
You had a couple of drinks?
Yeah.
Just 12.
Just a couple.
Well, Thursday is the new Friday.
I don't want to say because there could be people from work watching.
It's all right. You're allowed 12 non-alcoholic beers.
Anyway.
Mysterious bug going around.
We need a link. So, yeah, talking about drinking 12 beers, drummers.
So, you know what? I can link that because
that right there was pro podcasting.
I liked it because drummers, they drink beer sometimes. So it's
you know somebody else who sometimes drinks beer? Drummers.
Yeah, and they get left because what happens is they get to put their beer next to them with no fear of it spilling. Whereas if you're a frontman singer, you have to, or a frontman or a front band. So I want to talk about this. I want to talk about if you're in a band and you've played a gig, where do you put your drink when you go on stage?
Is that this week's intro?
That's the news this week. That's the news. I was thinking about it long and hard when you said it a second ago, and it just it flowed over me, and I thought this is something that has to be addressed. Perhaps somebody can invent something.
Actually, this is an unexpected bugbear of mine. When people put drinks on top of your amp. What are you doing?
You mean
don't put your drink on top of my amp?
You mean when you're borrowing, like when they're lending it, or they're just doing it?
Well, they could be lending it. It could just be on there as part of the back line for when you go on and someone puts a drink on your amp.
And this is like an expensive head or an expensive combo. If it is an expensive one, unlike any of mine.
Doesn't matter. Don't do it.
So I'm guilty of. I used to rest my drink on top of my amp when I was playing guitar in the band, the line 6, and it used to fall off at the back, and I used to be like, crap, like if this goes on any near the plug, everything's now sticky. There's dark fruit everywhere. My amp smells like raspberries.
Oh yeah, because you can't drink beer. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't drink beer or vodka, whatever. Or I either drink cider or vodka, not beer. And so, I mean, is there a? I mean, I've seen there are cup holders on microphone stands, but even then, if you're an energetic band, that still isn't going to solve the problem of spilled beer.
Also, another thing, this is completely unplanned. Can you tell? We planned something else.
What do we know?
Also, if you've got a pint and you've got a pedal board, don't ever put it next to your pedal board.
Well, this is it. You see, I learned this the hard way as well. Yeah, I've had a few pints spill over my pedal board before. I mean,
you don't have a pedal board. You have a tuner that you put on the floor.
Yeah, well, that tuner.
That's your pedal board.
Honestly, it's so sticky. It could be sponsored by Sellotape. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
I thought you were going to say something else.
Oh, no.
Outrageous tuner, sponsored by Pornhub.
Oh my God. I was not going to say that, you filthy-minded boy.
I thought I'd lower the tone in expectation of the band that we've got on today.
We expected them to say.
Well, we don't know.
No. So, yes. Well, yeah, exactly. Stickiness everywhere. The stage is covered in it. You're jumping up and down. You're moving around. Or maybe not. Maybe the reason why bassists stand still normally, or the guitarists stand still, is because they are stuck to the stage.
Or they're scared to knock their drink off.
Well, this is it. When I jump around, the drink normally goes flying. I normally pop my drink at the very, very, very side of the stage, or at the very, very, very back behind the amps, so I can't drink it during the show. So what is the goddamn point in me taking it with me on stage?
You know what I do? Here's a pro tip. If there's monitors on stage, I tuck it between two monitors.
It's not a bad shout unless you put your feet on the monitors.
I'm sorry. As a sound engineer, don't put your feet on my monitors.
Oh, dear. Well...
You will be muted.
Well, I have done that, and I have spilled drinks in between them as well. Although it's a good spot, actually, it's a good spot. It's probably one of the
safest good spots. Or between amps.
Also a good spot. Yeah, it's going to be on the floor. Like if it's on top of an amp, especially a bass amp, I've learned this. Because the vibrations.
They just fall off.
Bass amps are the worst. I do not put it on my, because now I'm a bassist. I never put it on top of my amp anymore now, because there's a stain on it that after that I was like, yeah, it just doesn't work.
We played in a car park a couple of months ago, and the bass was so loud that the whole head of the bass amp was vibrating itself off the cabs.
I've seen that.
You had to keep pushing it back on in the middle of the gig.
You have to, or stick it on. If you ever see bassists where they've got their head on the side, that's why.
On the floor?
Yeah, because they don't put it on top. Yeah. I learned that. So there you go.
Pro tip.
Yeah, if you've got a heavy bass, and don't put your amp on the floor. Don't stick your drink on top of your amps. Although I still sometimes do it if I'm practicing, not normally at a gig, but I have done it and I am guilty of it. I wouldn't do it on somebody else's amp though. That's just a bit snide.
That is proper shit, innit?
It is.
Like I've had that happen loads of times. You come to your amp and there's a empty pint on top of it. You're like, what is this?
Worse if you come back to your amp and there's a stain.
Well, yeah, that was another thing. I bought a brand new Marshall 4x12 a few years ago. Left it on stage. Obviously, you're not going to take it off after sound check. Left it on stage, came back, and someone had poured a pint all over the front of it. And forevermore, that Marshall 412 had a big dark stain down the front of it. And they're black.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. If anybody has the solution to our problem, please let us know in the comments below. If you have an invention, or let us know where you stick your drink when you're at a gig. If you're in the audience, well, I mean, that's up to you. If you're in a band and you've played a gig, where do you put your pint when you're not going to spill it? Let me know, guys. Let us know. Anyway, exciting band coming on then.
Yeah, this week's band, well, this week for the first time, maybe, depending on what order this comes out.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time for us anyway, is a band called The Ventures from Manchester. They are a post...
Just Ventures.
I'm so sorry.
Go on, what are they? Post?
Apocalyptic, no. Post-punk, screamo, metal. Anyway, let's get them on.
That's what I would say. Yeah, I would say they're kind of post-hardcore, but they're really cool. They're nice guys. So let's invite them in.
Hi, we're Ventures. We're a shit band that comes like a shit. Nice one, cheers. And buy our merch.
That's the intro done.
It's simple. I preferred that to mine, to be fair. All right, guys, this week we've got Ventures on the show. Hey, guys.
Hi, mate.
Hi, mate.
What up?
Yeah.
Whether we use it or not.
We played in Felixstowe, and we were just sat on the beach. It was like 2 in the morning, sat on the beach, and John had disappeared, and we were just like, where the hell is John?
Well, what beach? Where was your holiday? Were you?
Nah, we're at a gig at Felixstowe.
Felixstowe.
Oh, Felixstowe, right here.
Yeah, and we were just sat on the beach, and then John disappeared. And then we rang him. It literally turned out he'd broken into the venue.
We EA'd first. We EA'd. We did our little gang call, right?
Oh, yeah, we gang called
usually,
him
if we EA, John's the first guy to reply, so we know where he is in proximity. He's our little one. We've got to look after him, right? He disappears. Roach calls him. He's like, I'm having a shit. But where though, bro? Where were you, John?
Back into the venue.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it was like in the day, it was just an open venue. It was like an outdoor gig. So
I thought it's an open ditch then.
Yeah, it's like a marketplace during the day usually, but it's like
and it was
sexy gig thing at night.
Yeah, and there'd been a lot of beers, and we were just chilling. And I just thought the hotel's too far away. I just went back to the place. At the time, I thought, yeah, that's normal. Why would I not do that? In hindsight, yeah, a bit weird, isn't it?
It didn't get any better though, because like we went back to the hotel room, and we tried to get it was Liam, Roach, and Nate, or was it you? Yeah, it was you.
Yeah.
And they locked him. They locked themselves out of the gaff, right? Couldn't find their key at all, right? And we were sat outside for ages. John was getting behind reception because there was no staff in this hotel at all. Like,
I remember you
John,
just like
shirtless picking up the phones, like. And we were just watching these like bounce around for like an hour and a half around this flipping like hotel, man. And it was chaos. There was no staff. We could have got away with so much. We could have stolen everything. We could have walked out with a couch. Everything. We could have walked out with a PC. Yeah.
We were going to try and get in through the window on like some massive industrial bin because like we couldn't get in for like hours. I don't know where it ended up. Where was the key?
No, yeah.
The key. So I was asleep in my car because I couldn't be asked staying outside in the cold. Nate comes over with his shoe going and found him.
Yeah,
after about 2 hours.
Into our room. We decided to give up and then went into our room, and then yeah, it was in Nate's shoe inside our room.
What? So you had two rooms, and you were bounced around for 2 hours trying to find the key.
Yeah.
In the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this was after I'd snuck in for shit. So this was like 4 a.m.
Yeah, it was well early in the morning. And we on the drive back home, Liam had to stop about 3 or 4 times for a quick little stop because we were all so knackered, man.
It was a rough night, a rough morning even.
Liam was designated driver.
Oh, always has been.
Yeah.
What time did you have to leave at? Well, it sounds like you're up pretty much late anyway, so.
I think checkout was about 11, half 11. We left the room. Ollie and Nate left early doors because he wanted to go and get some fucking fish and chips.
Yeah.
No, that was me and Ollie.
Oh, you know, yeah.
John.
You guys went.
You, me, and Nate, we got breakfast.
Yeah, we got breakfast at the hotel. It was free because we got locked out. So it was like, because of the kerfuffle, it's a free breakfast. It was like, yeah, boy.
Oh, we're in.
Yeah, that's not bad. That.
That's mega because you're going around the desk picking up the phone saying, Nick fucking sofas. They get up in the morning and say, sorry about that, lads.
Yeah, they must have sold the CCTV and gas,
They should
man.
have had someone on.
Breakfast.
The scenes they must have seen on the CCTV are ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's
You
a
topless
absolute
behind the
scenes.
desk, just like.
Party boy over there.
That's so weird. That's mint. How did you get a gig in Felixstowe? I mean, I've actually I've never been there. It's a complete
I
lie.
don't even know where it is. Where is it?
South of Ipswich.
To be honest, I
past it,
know what it
switch.
is.
Yeah, like what was that? Were you supporting somebody, or was it because it's a long way? Was it just one gig as well? Is it just one gig? Or
Yeah.
like,
One gig we went down for the weekend though. We made a weekend of it.
yeah, and that's where you got the hotels and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you stay? What, did you stay more than one night? You stayed 2 nights.
Just the one,
Yeah,
but
we stayed the 2.
did we? I think it was just
Yeah,
the
we
one.
drove up.
Nah,
We
it was
drove
a
up,
one
stayed the
night.
night we drove up, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
we stayed the night we played.
Yeah.
Because we went to that weird Scar night.
Yeah.
That was the second time we went.
That was the second time. Yeah.
Is it good? Well, you've been there twice. Is it good? Is it a good kind of place to go and gig then? Because I mean, it's not like I've travelled for gigs and stuff. Pete's travelled for gigs to an extent. I don't think I've ever been that far for a gig. Like maybe 2
Not
hours.
on that far field.
I think it was about 4 or 5 hours drive, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like
About that.
Well,
Yeah,
It was
I,
pretty decent.
to
I
be
think
fair,
it was the atmosphere and just how much joke we had with each other
yeah.
that just made it just really, really good.
And to be
Yeah.
fair,
Yeah. It was a good weekender. It was just a weekend away.
yeah, nice little break.
One of the things I wanted to ask you actually, because I was going through your videos again and watching your videos and stuff and listening to your tunes, and one of your older ones, is it Paradise Lost?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like I didn't know you guys at the time when this was released, but you had a different singer, or
Yeah.
because I don't know like how long have you guys been going for as the current lineup, and did you have a lineup before and stuff?
So there's me and Richard have been in previous bands together with the vocalist that we had before Ollie stepped forward. We called it quits on that one due to different creative issues. Well, I won't say issues. Different creative paths.
Whoa! Different. I want to know more about these.
Yeah,
Different
that sounds like code. For something to
Liam's
me.
gone into like politician mode.
Yeah.
We had different.
He had his
Yeah.
layer whispering in his ear. That's what the earphones are there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's why I'm on headphones. Yeah. So we had like a little break. Was it about a year and a half, Richard? Something like that.
Yeah, it was about a year.
Then Richard come back because we were also writing music, doing our own little thing. And Richard was like, do you want to start a band back up? But in the old band, I was drums and vocals, so I was more at the back. But Richard knew I was playing guitar more and wanted to get off the drums. So for this one, I came as guitarist. Richard come back. We got the old vocalist back, and then we had like 3 different drummers. So before we got John and 2 different bassists before where we are now.
I mean, I think we met maybe a year and a bit ago.
Yeah, about that.
Something like
2
that.
years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I love the live show. Like every time I've seen you guys live and stuff, like the energy you bring is mega. It's a really good show and stuff. And it's interesting. You like one of the things about band members switching around. I've been in bands before where I've had like guitarists who have been drummers and then they've swapped. And
We did it, didn't we?
Yeah. I was
Started with us as guitarist and singer, and ended up bass player.
Yeah. So I think you kind of end up this is the set lineup now.
We'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, see how
So long as
goes
John
on
doesn't
next
leave.
year or so.
Yeah.
Drummers are like gold dust guys, aren't they? I don't know if like.
Oh, it took us months to find John once we
And
knew.
they've usually got
we
like
are.
8 bands of their own, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's drummers and bass players, isn't it? 2 hardest things to find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're always, you get one, and they're in like 12 other bands as well at the same time.
Yeah, it's
Well,
always the way.
everyone plays guitar and everyone thinks they can sing, so no one wants to play drums or bass.
Yeah. You ever put an advert up on Join My Band for a guitarist? You get about 400 replies. For all these desperate bedroom boys.
That's what we did when we found our first drummer, Sam. We put it on and he had like 6 emails.
Did we not get John from there?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was in. Yeah, you did, but it was like through Dan. So I think Dan messaged me, and then like for the first few practices, he's the only contact I had. So he just like, organise it for you lot really. But
I think
that didn't last long.
I think good drummers are hard to come by. I think there are drummers like and of all different levels.
And then there's John.
Who's above them all? Is that what you're about to say?
Maybe not.
It's hard to, and also, have you ever like when you put some out and join my band? Like I did this with we've had, in fact, my current band, World Held Hostage. We're our third guitarist now. Our last guitarist is just leaving, and when you put an advert out and you get replies and you put on like the kind of music you are and stuff like post-hardcore, whatever, alternative, metal, punk, post-hardcore, and then you get people messaging like, I'm really into like Oasis and stuff.
I tell you what though, that doesn't really limit the way you create. Like I actually rarely listen to metal music, to be quite honest. I listen to a lot of like indie and hip hop and stuff like that. So I feel like it kind of gives more if you have someone that has a complete different music style, if you know what I'm saying. You can definitely kind of, you have a different perspective on it. Like you're supposed to create new music, not the same music.
You've all got to enjoy the music though. Like you wouldn't join a metal band if you didn't like metal music to an extent.
Yeah, I love metal music. It's just I don't listen to it often.
I think it's a good idea to have lots of different influences on each different player in the band. I think that's a strength of ours.
Yeah,
that's good. And it's like it's interesting to hear as well because like I would just assume, I guess, that everyone in the band's a metalhead and stuff. So it's like interesting to hear. What about your like? In fact, it's funny, because I've been in a band with somebody who was really into like Chili Peppers and like slap bass, and then we didn't really need slap bass in any of the songs, but they were like really into like funk, like they were like almost basically a funk bassist.
Yeah, but he did bring something different to the table that none of the rest of us could do.
It did in the end, because it was like we were kind of like a rock band with a load of funk bass going on. I love that outfit.
Oh, you're back to Nolan.
I love that.
Oh my glory!
Ollywin's best dressed so far.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm the spirit, man.
It's a formal event, so you know what I mean.
Oh, what was that? The gig we did that was the charity gig. What was that for? Was that one of your friends? Because I didn't know. I don't know the story behind it.
Niall-fest.
Niall-fest.
Is it? It was organised kind of by Richard or by you guys?
Yeah,
or
by me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Richard, the soul man. He's the big man, the big boss man in Niall-fest. Legend.
Well, Janet does it too. It's not just.
Yeah, true. Actually, yeah, true.
Basically, the old band that Liam was talking about earlier, with me, him, Dan, also had a friend of ours from college called Niall, who passed away literally days before his 18th birthday.
Oh shit, man!
But he was just heavily into his music and everything like that. But we had a gig. I think it was about 3 weeks or something set after that date. So we were like, we're going to have to cancel this because we don't have another guitarist. And then the promoter was basically just saying, like, if you can still play, we'll do it as like a remembrance sort of thing and in his name. So it sort of like flipped into that. And then me and his mum just kept that going every year.
Oh, no way. How many years?
Well, that's nice, though.
Say again, Adam.
How many years ago was it when it? How many years ago it started?
About 10 years now.
Yeah, I think next year will be the 12th Niall-fest, won't it?
I don't know. It's the 10th or the 11th, one of them.
Because this year,
it is the 10th. Because
I was going to say, even I thought it was.
I remember you saying you was going to. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were on about the 10th was the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I've done that many.
Yeah, coming from a guy that's done 10
Niall-fest.
Yeah. Just like, yeah.
And we've
Well, it's a funny one because there's I can't remember if there's one more Niall-fest than the years that he's been passed for, or if there's one less. I can't remember which way. I think there's one extra though.
Yeah, because we did one in the year.
We did two.
Two
the year that he died. We did the one that the promoter flipped from the show originally,
and then the one we
and
put on.
then the one that we've put on. So yeah, we're one ahead. So yeah, it's no. So it should be the 11th Niall-fest next year.
What have you done this year?
10th year.
Just because it's COVID and stuff, have you just kind of...
I don't think it's happening next year.
Yeah.
So far, there's not been anything rolling with it, sadly.
Well, any viewers down below, if you want to...
There he goes.
You
YouTube head on.
First, I know. I'm still not used to it, you know. Every time I do it,
Smash that like button!
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you say that in the first video.
Every time I do it, I'm like...
Do a subscribe, innit? Do that.
Turn that notification bell on.
Do a subscribe.
Turn that notification bell on. Let us hear in the comments below.
Well, no, I was just going to say, I recommend Niall-fest to anybody. If you live in Manchester or in the Northwest, or even if you don't, because I played it with you guys last year, which we really appreciate you inviting us down for. It's a fucking great do. Like, it is a really good... The cause is fantastic. You know, knowing that all the money goes to... Is it?
It's a different charity every year.
Different one. But all the money goes to... All the ticket sales goes to charity. The bands sell merch. There were mint bands on. You had the compare-type DJ guy... It was really funny.
Yes.
Who was he? He was mint. I was like, is he from an actual radio show or something? Or was he just...
Simon Calder is the DJ for Satan's Hollow.
Oh, was it? I knew I recognised him.
Simon.
I couldn't figure out where I knew him from. I was like, I know this guy.
No, yeah, Simon Calder, I'm pretty sure his surname is, yeah?
Yeah, Calder.
Yeah, DJ for Satan's.
Does he do? Because I know one of the guys. I do know one of the DJs, but it wasn't that one. But I knew I recognised him. But yeah, a massive stage, massive sound system, was all like proper good stuff as well. Because like some gigs, you know, like I mean, I think the Blossoms one that you did with us, I think we didn't even have monitors, did we? Like I think I just
it was just out straight to the front.
Those four walls that were out, oh man, it was like the music was bouncing behind you as well, man.
It's a tiny venue, like it's meant because like what I like about, I don't know about you guys, okay, but like I always find that if you're doing a small gig that's busy, it's better than doing like a massive gig that's not as busy. I don't know, like
without question. Without question.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, intimate gigs are always better because you can scream in someone's face and get away with it. And they might kiss you back too. They might give you a kiss.
You never know.
Or in Grange's case, he got smashed in the face with his own microphone at one of ours.
No!
He had like one of them, you know, them big like 50s shore jobs, like Elvis type thing.
What,
and he stood on one of the legs of the mic stand. It just flipped back and twatted him in the face.
it was a
little competition.
It was on a straight stand, and I'd like, you know, like when you like people like flick it back and forward, you know, pretending like they're in like a swing band, like, like spin it around. And I think I was doing that, and I like flicked it forward, and I let it go because I knew it was going to come back because the way it was weighted, but it came back too far and went straight in my face. Oh, I remember that. That actually. I remember thinking like, shit.
Playing intimate gigs takes me on to something. You guys have done a couple of live streams, haven't you?
I want to see if you want to.
Yeah. On Facebook.
Yeah,
is that a COVID thing? Yeah.
No, we've got the Metal to the Masses one that we played just before lockdown hit.
Mm-hmm. There we won. Just
the back of us. just putting that out there. And then we did the one for the Redwall Studios the other day. Well, last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I've seen on Facebook. What's it like then? Because I haven't done one yet. We've been booked to play a couple, but
I'd say do it.
I'd say
do it. I think it's wicked.
Like playing in a practice room with James Bennett in the room.
Well, the one we did last week, the best way I can describe the one we did last week, it's basically just like going into a studio and doing a live recording.
Yeah.
You know, like rather than tracking your bits separately, you just do it all at once.
With a few cameras and a TV there with yourself there on it. Like,
yeah, that's probably
that was a bit
confusing bit. It's like you just look up and you can just see stuff.
Yeah. Like when you watch the stream, you'll see it. Like I try to look at the camera, but instead I'd instinctively look at the TV screen, thinking there's a webcam attached to it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've just been there looking at the TV screen, trying to look. Yeah, it's confused. It's a bit confusing, but it is really fun. It is really fun.
I'd definitely. I'd be well up if we do another.
Ever
one.
get a chance? Definitely do it.
Yeah.
We were supposed to have one booked for in a couple of weeks, but it got cancelled because this lockdown too.
Oh no!
I was like, I can't even play a fucking live stream gig anymore.
Where were you doing it?
I don't know, to be honest. It was with Foo Fighters UK, Foo Fighters tribute band.
Oh yeah.
But it looked well smart. Like they had a full stage with lighting rig and everything set up. But yeah, pretty good not to be doing it. But yeah, I just wanted to see what it was actually like for someone who'd done it, because I don't know anyone who's actually done it yet.
Oh no, yeah, it's different.
Yeah,
but it's still.
It's different. It's most noticeable mid-song, innit? Because there's no crowd reaction, obviously.
Yeah.
So it's almost dead silence unless you're either improv or Ollie chats shit about Greg's.
Well, it's one like, imagine if you was like,
yeah, Greg sponsored me.
You're playing a song that reacts on the crowd singing back to you or anything like that. It's just really odd.
That's what I'd find the weirdest. I think just not having someone there to bounce off, because that's where I get like my sort of energy on stage from is having something to feed back off.
Yeah. No, yeah, I totally get that. It was, cause I'm the same normally. Like Adam and the boys will tell you, I'm just jumping around like a madman.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's one of them, like, if you've not got that energy coming back, like you're saying, to feed back, then it's just like a slow sway.
You're kind of not feeding off each other, because if you notice in a live stream, we look at each other a lot.
Yeah,
like a lot.
You basically get my perspective, because I always bounce off you lot on stage, obviously, because I'm normally sat at back. So I'm watching you lot as we're playing. So yeah, I know what you're saying. In the live stream, we were more looking at each other, which is cool. I like to get in that energy.
Very intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think getting like that's one of the things I definitely get, like doing I try and like jump around and practice, like jumping around in the practice room, but it's never the same. Like giving the energy at a gig when people are actually there to watch it. And I feel like you get wound up, like it's almost like if you get a good reaction, it's like your energy seems to go up and up and up till you come off stage and fucking crash.
Adrenaline.
The more people, like, you can, whatever action you do, if you've got people cheering for you, you're going to continue the action, aren't you?
That's it. Yeah. And I love. I was going to mention this actually. Like I've seen, like Richard, I've seen your like frigging wireless pack come out of your pocket and like start swinging around and stuff, because you've been jumping around so much, and you've had to like fucking put it back in again. And also, I really, really like, and it's one of those things where I particularly love this kind of style, and it's Ollie, like in between songs. I love the kind of you've seen and will know this. It's a real don't give a fuck, like.
I don't know. I'm a bit of a nihilist, man. Like, I don't care, dude. Just do it.
Some of the stuff you said, I quite enjoyed the in between songs, because I'm like, what's he going to say next?
that's the thing, is we don't know. So when we're on stage, it was like we have to prepare for the worst coming out of his mouth.
Oh yeah, the reaction. We don't have a clue what you're talking about or what you're going to say next.
So even the days where we've actually set it out and been like, this is your set list, this is where you're going to talk, you're going to mention merch, releases, blah, blah, he still just goes off on one. Starts talking about Paprika Ridge and shit. Say again.
Then does he forget everything he was supposed to say?
Yeah. And it just becomes about Paprika Ridge, crisps, making brews, sneezing on pasties.
Greg. Yeah, merch advertising goes out the window. It's all about random shit. I don't know what.
All the time. It's no fun if it's no fun if you have a plan. Like I've found every night out is the best night outs you ever have are the ones that you sat there having a few tinnies with your mate, and then you just go, hey bro, do you want to go on a 12-hour bender? Would you want to go walk up to Lyme Park from Levendew, mate? Stuff like that. Like, and you have your best nights doing that stuff. Like, it's legit. Just every single time, there's no plan. It's way better. You have your best nights with no plans. You
I
have
do
a
agree
set
with that.
list. You sat there with like you sat there thinking, if you've got a plan, you sat there thinking what's next rather than thinking what you're doing now, and that's what it's about. You should be thinking about what you're doing now at all times. Past doesn't matter, future doesn't matter. What you're doing now matters all the time. That's life.
The past is gone. The future doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Now.
I think the only time that these guys plan is when they're going somewhere and they're like, we need beer.
Or chicken.
Yeah.
Or chicken.
Where's the nearest alley?
No, that's more me. It's like, right, we've got to where we're going now. Where's the closest food place?
Yeah, where's close?
Yeah, that's a running thing with bands. With me, that
Yeah.
everyone always wants to find the food.
Yeah.
It's the
Don't
closest
check food.
it's closest Weatherspoons we find. Is
Or
usually
spoon, yeah.
spoons.
Gotta get the spoonies down you.
Spoons and KFC are our go-tos.
Yeah.
Has
Or
anyone
bunnies.
ever-
Bunnies. Big up bunnies as well, by the way.
Big up Bunny Jackson.
Big up
That's a
bunnies, mate.
special place. That's a special place.
Has anybody ever like been sick? Because I don't know about you guys. I sometimes feel a bit sick on stage if I'm jumping around too much. Has anyone ever been sick on stage or?
Not yet, no.
I've not been far off. I've not been as far off. Just
I
from
nearly
pure
weaved myself once.
sweat.
You didn't?
Yeah.
Really? What?
I nearly weaved myself once. I think it was the Fenton in Leeds. I was dying for a slash, mate. I had so much beer. I was mildly hungover. I didn't know what I was doing. There was the gig we played in the Fenton was jokes, man, because it was empty. We had these Scousers playing with us as well. What were they called again, that band? They were pretty good as well.
I can't think.
I can't either. But we were playing and it was literally an empty room apart from this one Moby-looking guy two-stepping. Your glasses and a bald head. And he was just proper look like Moby, just fucking, he was giving it, absolutely giving it. I was feeding off him so much.
just one guy, and you're like ready to piss yourself.
But legit, it kind of helped.
Have you ever done a gig then where you thought it was going to be pants and you thought, oh, I wasn't really up for it or whatever? Or, I mean, I'm always up for gigging. Most people are always are. But have you ever done one where you were like, oh, I'm really not into this, or it's in a place I can't be asked going to? Or last time we did it was shit, and then it ended up being mega.
West Street Live. The time where I fell asleep in the car because I'd done a night shift, and I woke up.
Oh, we left you locked in there.
left him locked in the car.
Everyone went
like, "Come let me out."
And I was sweating, and I hated myself. And I ended up having such a good night. Rocket lolly, shots, and all that. Yeah,
that was in my first car. Wasn't it? All level one with no aircon, no heating, no nothing, and we left him locked in the car because he was shattered. So we got there, left him in. He was ringing us like, "Can you let me out?"
There wasn't a way of getting out even when he was awake.
No.
Oh, wait, no, yeah. Think about it. It's Ollie you're leaving in the car, so you're going to leave the child locks on, aren't you?
What about, okay, I mean, it might be different for all you guys. Is there any one gig you can say that is for whatever reason, the worst gig you've ever done? Or is it different for all of you? Because, like, I know that sometimes when I play, like, sometimes I come off and go, oh, I didn't play that well. And everyone else is like, oh, it was mint, that. And then other times I'm like, oh, I played mint. And everyone's like, yeah, I don't know. So.
For me, I don't know about Richard and Ollie. It was Satan's Hollow. We were playing with Wars, Behind Blue Eyes, and another band I can't remember the name of.
Oh, is this when I came to see you?
Yeah, this is before John joined.
Yeah.
This is before John joined
This
the band.
makes sense.
I'm gonna blow you out with the one that I rate.
So,
The Yalma with the drunk sound guy. That was the worst. That was
Ollie wins. I'm sorry, Liam.
worst.
Ollie wins.
This guy, man, he was bladdered, and he just got out of jail in the morning, apparently. Like, no joke. Like, and this guy was bladdered, and we were mid-set, and the guy just decides to randomly start sorting out the wires mid-set, and we're like, dude, get the fuck off stage, mate. Let's just finish the set. And not just that, we were a half hour late. It was an all-dayer, so there were more bands to play after us. There were bands that played before us that were already pissed off with the sound guy. The sound was dog shit. I
forgot all about that one.
Yeah.
I think, you know, when I put that interview of us in the chat not too long ago, from I think it's just over a year ago, I think that's the same gig, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it
No, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, the 0161 interview.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it was.
That one that Liam was going to say, though, that was before I was even in the band, wasn't it? That was you were like members.
I'm at Satan's every time.
No, that one was just bad because obviously the situation and everything, and like obviously the show just wasn't the best it could have been.
Yeah.
Was there a situation? Was it just like
I'm pretty sure there was
like
playing, wasn't there? Another sick band, like a way more popular, massive band.
No, it was Behind Blue Eyes.
You have sick, by the way.
But I don't think it was a band called Counterpoint. But it was just our old vocalist, really. It was just he just got really drunk before, like we were the first band on,
right?
And he was wasted before we started playing.
It was early doors.
I think doors was like 7:30, and we were on at like 7:45, 8 o'clock.
Might have been earlier than that because it was Satan. Satan's usually shots at 10, innit? So I think it might
have even been earlier than that.
Satan's is weird as well, isn't it? Because you play in the middle of the dance floor.
Yeah.
You've got like people all around you. It's just weird.
Love that. I love it.
I loved it when we played with I Set My Friends on Fire.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Playing with them.
Yeah.
That was such a sick gig.
I've heard of them, yeah. I don't have to see them, but I've heard of them.
Live. It was like playing with childhood heroes. I saw them live when I was 17.
Yeah, me and Ollie used to listen to them when we were kids.
Yeah.
Cool.
When Dan told me we were playing with them, he's like, yeah, I've got a game. So I said, like, yeah! Now!
Satan's is interesting, Satan, there's I've seen people I've seen singers and stuff jumping on the ledges at Satan's and all that, like hanging off the ledge the other way and all that kind of stuff. I can imagine that's the kind of thing that. Oh, it was your old single, wasn't it? So I don't know, maybe not.
I was a bit.
No, yeah, you definitely.
For that.
That wasn't sober enough to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, flip side it. What's the best gig?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We've had so many good ones. It's a bit hard to say, but I think I'd say Metal to the Masses for me.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
Metal to the Masses was good, but when we played with I Set My Friends on Fire.
And Felixstowe.
I've only been in the band for a year, so I think I'd have to say the first Felixstowe. Just for the whole experience of sick gig. Then there was a cover band that was the headliner, so they were playing tunes everybody knew, and then it was a good night out after that.
Yeah, that was a sick night as well.
What was that one?
The first time we went Felixstowe.
The Outdoor Boy, that was.
Yeah, innit? I'm playing
middle of summer.
It was nice and cool as well. It wasn't a sweaty little box.
There was loads of bottles of water, right? And there was a band that played after us, and they were really high energy, So we were and I think to be fair, I think me, Nate, Roach, and John were the only ones that still had energy left. I think everyone was just dead, man. And we were throwing water bottles at each other. We were taking all the water bottles and just throwing them at anyone and everyone. John was talking to these people, and I come up behind him and just threw the whole bottle down. Come on, man, let's go.
I forgot about that.
We was kicking the big fucking balloon ball, weren't we, as well?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. The big, massive blow-up ball.
What? Go on.
It's just do you know the inflatable beach balls?
Yeah.
We were just kicking one of them around the pit.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it'd be I Set My Friends on Fire or any of the Niall-fest, really.
I've only seen it the one, and it was mega. It was proper good, and I don't know. I've seen you in Rebellion, I think, because you won, didn't you? Was it that gig, or was it an earlier one I went to? Pretty sure.
The one that we won Metal to the Masses was Breadshed.
Oh, was it Breccia? No, I missed that one. I thought we met at Rebellion. Maybe.
Yeah, I think we did. I think we played a show at Rebellion.
Yeah.
We played a show together at Rebellion.
Yeah,
That's when
yeah.
you guys brought on the camouflage set, and I was like, damn.
That's
Yeah,
And the flag. You had the flag out and everything. I was like,
Oh shit! I remember that. I was about to say I think this is before my time, but I think I remember the flag.
oh, you was there, definitely there.
Yeah.
I remember swapping over. Like either we were on before you, or we were after you, one or the other. Because I remember like swapping over with you guys and stuff and speaking to you as well. What about any? You know what? This isn't something I've actually asked anybody yet, or any of the bands yet. And it's something I was thinking about asking all that. But what about like? So when you're in a band and stuff, sometimes you can get a bit more attention from the ladies and stuff. Oh yeah, sometimes. Like.
Hang on, when's this happen?
Yeah, it's never happened to me, but-
Well, when you're a bassist and a drummer, that never happens.
Any stories of anything that might have gone on after a gig or gone out after anything like that? Or
See,
anything
I've got one. But it's not from Ventures.
Yeah. Is it the one from Niall-fest?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know which one you're on about.
Basically, we played. I think it was like the third, maybe fourth Niall-fest. And we played that, and we came off stage, and because we used to headline it back then, so we sat down. I went out, went home, and everything. I woke up the next morning to a Facebook message off a girl that was obviously at Niall-fest that just read, "Richard, finger me like your guitar."
There's worse messages to wake up to.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's mega. And then, did you reply?
No, I don't think I did.
I
I don't think I did, or I might have just laughed it off.
Yeah, he just liked it. He's like,
What's that song? Before you go, actually, what's that song? Right, I don't know the name of it, but it's the one I always remember from your gigs. Can't feel my fucking.
It's
legs.
gonna be like.
legs.
Yeah,
It's always legs.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Can I ask
No,
what
it's
that
just
song's
not
actually about? Like, because I like every time you. Interestingly enough, because I love you. Because I think you finished on Paradise Lost last time I saw you. Could be wrong. I thought you
Every
did.
time.
Yeah, every time.
That's the one I remember, and this leg song is the one that I remember as well. Like
Legs, right? I wrote legs, like the can't feel my fucking legs bit, like a year before I joined Ventures. I wasn't even musically thinking. I had just learnt bass. I just bought one. And I think 8 months in, Roach then asked me if I wanted to come and join Ventures. Like, well, just come and play. It wasn't even like come join. It was just like, yeah, do you want to come and play for a bit? I had this like chorus in my head, and they didn't know I could sing either. Then I showed them it, and then within 15 minutes, we wrote the full song. We just wrote the song around the chorus, and it kind of just went 15 minutes later, turned into a whole song that we just went, yeah, I'll keep it.
That's one of the best tracks, though, then, that you write in about 10 minutes.
I think most of the first ones we literally did do like that. It was like we all come was like we got this idea, and it literally every part just fit within
42.
the one song.
42 was like a silver bullet as well. They were written.
Yeah,
in,
because we were all pretty much like half done by the time we all got together.
Yeah.
It was just adding everyone's own flavour onto it, really, just to make it.
I like to consider myself a bit of a cinnamon flavour, so just mark that down.
cinnamon.
I'd say Marmite for you though,
Yeah,
Ollie.
a bit spicy. Marmite, I'll have Marmite as well. I'll have cinnamony Marmite. I'll have that. I'm good. I'm full of zinc. Full of zinc.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Yeah.
Let you do that, Ollie.
Yeah, somebody.
Some point starting next year, we should have a nice little release for people, and new merch, music video.
Basically, we got
music.
lots coming next year.
Yeah, next year
Basically, we have a lot of music videos, a lot of music, a lot of merchandise.
we've got a lot of plans.
Basically, everything we've already done, we've got a lot more of.
Yeah.
We just hope it stays at the same standard.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, I'm mega excited for it. Like, I love watching you guys live. I love those videos as well that you've got up online and the songs and stuff. So all the viewers can like absolutely check you guys out because I think and you should check them out because they're fucking mint and they put on a great live show as well. And you never know what Ollie's going to say next. So that was Ventures.
Wow! Say it with a bit more enthusiasm. So that was Ventures.
So that was Ventures. There's some stories there that I will never forget. Some interesting stuff there, and I reckon they've got a lot more as well. I reckon the next time they might go even deeper. But some of the stuff there is, and you know what as well, like I believe every word of it. Like there's no doubt in my mind that any of that is made up.
Yeah, I think that's okay for the first one. Keep you wanting more.
Yeah, that's just enough. But yeah, we'll probably get him on again in the future. It was nice to see him again as well.
Sorry, let us know what you think about having a whole band on rather than just the one or two. Because that's the first time for us.
Yeah, having the whole
it worked
band.
quite well.
I think it did because they kind of bounced off each other, didn't they?
Yeah.
So we can either do solos or we can do like that because and they all had different opinions on what the best gig was and what the they all decided on the worst gig. So
yeah, that was pretty unanimous, that one.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was good. Cool.
Okay, so
album of the week.
Album of the week. Does anybody want to make us a jingle for that? Because we can't be asked.
Yeah, we should. We should have like a radio style album of the week. I'm gonna let you go first.
That's our jingle.
Okay. Go completely first. What?
I'm gonna review this album in 3 words.
I mean, tell us what it is first, or are you gonna?
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna guess what the album is after.
What was the album? Hang on, I can't remember what it was called. Okay, yeah. This week's album is Déjà Entendu by Brand New.
It was my selection.
From 2003. Was it with you in 2003? That Placebo album was 2003.
It's a good year for music.
Yeah, mate, you're going for 2003. So anyway, here's my 3-word review. I was bored.
I wasn't sure.
Sorry. It's not my thing. I've always said that Brand New are not my thing. It was better than I was hoping. And I'm pretty sure I've heard it before in the past. Because I got a lot of deja vu from it. From Déjà Entendu. Yeah. Good intro. Good second track. Because I think it's probably one of the most famous Brand New tracks. And downhill from there on.
Downhill from the second track. What about track?
Do you want to know what happened? Right, here's what happened. Right, so I don't have a lot of time to just sit and listen to music critically. In fact, I don't have any time to do that. So I normally just put it on in the background at work while I'm working. And it all just mushed into one big long track. So I couldn't even tell you what my favourite track was. In fact, I can, because it was track 2, because that's the one that I've always known.
Yeah, which is Sick Transit Gloria, right?
Yeah, which is actually, when you think about it, a pretty messed up track.
Okay.
When you actually listen to the words.
Yeah, I mean, I have listened to it, and I don't really know what it's about, and I can't put my finger on it. But yeah, there are some.
You can't put your finger on it.
Well,
it's about a woman sexually assaulting a guy.
Really?
Oh my god!
Die young and save yourself.
Oh my god! This was your album choice.
Yeah, I know. I didn't get that from the track.
It is. It's what it is. It's all about a woman sexually assaulting a guy, which happens, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of a weird choice to write about, but fair dues. It's probably one of their biggest tracks, and it's actually a great track.
It is one of their biggest tracks. It's one of my favourites on this particular album. Okay, so I have mixed feelings about this album, and I'll tell you why.
Why did you recommend it then?
I'll tell you why, okay? Because I actually love it, but at the same time, I don't get it. Let me explain what I mean.
Okay.
So I'm just going to get it up now as well, just to see the song list again. Okay, yeah. So, I mean, Sick Transit Gloria. But then track 5, you've got The Quiet Thing, No One Ever Knows. And then track 4, Okay, I Believe You, but My Tommy Gun Doesn't. The first 5, actually, are pretty mega. And then the thing is, when I first heard this album years ago, I remember thinking it didn't sound to me like brand new. And this is the weird thing, this is like one of their most famous albums. Arguably the most famous. The one before is more what I hear brand new as. Like the songs in the first album before, in my opinion, are a bit more upbeat, more kind of punk rocky.
Yeah,
a bit
this
more
one's
faster.
Darker.
Yeah.
A lot darker.
The slow kind of atmospheric underwater feel to some of the guitars, and the vocalist almost just sounds like he's talking. He's not really even singing.
Oh, there's bits where he's just like, it sounds like his kid's asleep next to him and he's trying to whisper to you.
Yeah. It's the kind of emo passion thing, you
know?
I've seen Brand New live as well. They are incredible.
Oh, they're great. I've seen them live.
Yeah.
They're great. I just think it's not their best album.
They make this into the show. Like a lot of those songs they do play live in this album, and it's almost like it's a spectacle to watch. They have the lights set up to it and stuff like every band does, but I have mixed feelings about it, because every time I listen to it, I do end up knowing all the songs. I'm like, oh, I know this one, and I know this one, but I can't put my finger on why I actually recognize it. Because, is it because the songs are really good and they're a great band, or is it because I've just listened to it so many times that I know how it goes? And also, a lot of them have this big crescendo finale where it starts off slow, atmospheric, and then it has a crescendo finale, and a couple of the tracks have that same kind of structure.
Yeah, a lot of them seem to start off dead quiet and
just guitar,
sort of
just
pensive, and then eventually it builds into something massive.
Forget.
It's not a bad album. It's just not for me.
Yeah. I'm interested to know what you're going to rate it then.
5.
5. I'm surprised. I thought it'd be below medium. I thought you'd go for like a 4 or a 3.
No, because it's right. It's well written.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate what they've done,
mm-hmm.
and I can respect what they've done,
mm-hmm.
but it's not for me. So I give it a 5.
I give this album an 8.
Now that's high.
It's well, no, it's not as high as I gave Placebo, I think. Not giving away if anybody didn't watch that video. I don't think I gave it as much as Placebo. We reviewed Dragged Under a couple of weeks ago. I'm still listening to that album almost on a daily basis because it's so good to listen to and it's so catchy.
Great.
Take it from me now. They are going to be bigger than they are right now. I think they're going to fly in the next couple of years. I mean, they were on tour with The Used. I think this is where they got they built up the fan base. They went on tour with The Used, and he's quite humble about it. I've seen like live videos where he's like, "Oh yeah, we're on tour with Used." Like, it's kind of like they decided to pick us. Why? And in fact, one of them's actually got a channel.
Fluff.
Beard guitars and stuff. But yeah, doing like guitar.
Riff, beards, and gear.
Yeah.
That's how I discovered them.
Fluff, yeah. So back to Brand New anyway, because we're done Dragged Under. I love it. I love Brand New. I love the album. I just don't know. For some reason in my head, even though this is one of the pinnacle Brand New albums, some of the songs on there I listen to and I just think, this isn't even brand new. I don't even know what this is. But it is. That's why it's so confusing. Well, I like it.
You've got to appreciate that a band... What number album was this for them? I don't actually know.
This was like 2 or 3. Early.
Right. So they've already established what they are as a band.
Mm-hmm.
They are this. And then they've kind of took a U-turn and gone a completely different way for this album. And you have to appreciate them for that.
When you listen to later stuff, though. Like a lot of it is more like it's atmospheric stuff. So for some reason, I always hear, because the big brand new songs, the big singles, the videos, they're all the fast upbeat ones. So in my head, that's always been brand new. And it was just a shock to listen to this album, and it's got like 2 or 3 of those type of songs on, and the rest of it is atmospheric experimental rock. Like,
Yeah.
just surprising. But that is brand new, and they're not what people expect when they hear the singles, in my opinion.
Which is what you said to me when you recommended this album.
Yeah,
So it's not what you're going to expect.
It's not what you expect. And when I listen to the brand new singles and I listen to the brand new album, a lot of the songs are different. But I still love brand new. I love the band, and I love this album. So I'm giving it an 8. I'm giving it an 8. You're giving it a 5, which gives it an overall of 6.5.
We're not doing halves though.
No, we're not. But in this case, it's going to have to be, isn't it? We're not doing halves.
We either are or we're not doing halves.
We're not doing halves ourselves, but if the average is a half, that's fine.
Oh, God. Okay. It's the world's most convoluted, difficult to understand rating system now.
Of course.
So the first week we gave something an A. Now we've given stuff numbers.
Yeah, next week we'll be rating it via colour. Is it going to be red or blue?
Oh, mate, have I got a doozy for you next week?
Yeah. Well, you can tell me after we finish this video.
I'm actually torn between this one and a different one, but I think I'm going to go with the one I'm thinking.
Well, everybody who's watching, make sure you tune in next week to see what I think of this.
Tune in next time for more Album of the Week.
Exactly. I think that's good. I think we'll retire there. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
This week it's been mega, actually. Some good stories. Hopefully you've all enjoyed it, guys. If you want to comment down below anything, if you enjoyed one of the stories, if you figured out how to keep your beard from not spilling your amp on stage, or if you disagree with Pete or me and think that brand new either suck or are amazing, then do let us know. I do love a good debate in the comments.
Yeah.
I encourage
Just be nice. Be nice in the comments.
Yeah, be nice.
Be a nice place.
Oh yeah, we want to keep it a nice place, but not everyone agrees and stuff, and that's okay.
That's okay. Just
okay.
Disagree nicely.
Yeah, don't call somebody a rabbit munching sore head if they're not one.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's us done.
Yeah.
This has been Band for Life.
Yeah, this has been Band for Life. Remember, comment down below. Oh, hit that like button if you want to. Please subscribe if you want to. And if you want to know when the new videos come out, hit the bell notification. Psst, it's 3 p.m. on Fridays.
Just tap it. Tap the bell notification nicely.
Just once. Don't double tap, otherwise you'll...
Don't smash it.
No.
It doesn't like being smashed. Just a little dick. What I need.
A little dick.
Dick. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah. 3 p.m. on Fridays. Every Friday. We shall see you next week.
Ahoy hoy.
Bye.